Guatemala versus Panama, North American Showdown, full match highlights. It was a night full of emotions in the first leg of these World Cup qualifiers. In the end, it was the home side who prevailed 2-1 over their guests. Will the Panamanian national team be able to turn things around in front of their home crowd, or will the Guatemalan national team make it to the final hexagonal? Watch the entire match between Guatemala versus Panama right here on this channel. The second half is underway, and there are still no goals so far. The first half was pretty exciting, but both teams couldn't find the back of the net. We had many chances from both sides, but unfortunately none of them were able to score. Panama started off the game very strong, and they had a couple of dangerous attacks. They really wanted to get the 3 points at home. However, Guatemala came into this game with nothing to lose. They were underdogs, and they played like it. They had some fast counterattacks which troubled the Panama defense. However, the keeper was able to gather the ball before any of the attackers could reach it. Panama started off the second half just as they did the first. They pressured the Guatemalan defense, and they created some dangerous plays in the first minutes of the second half. The keeper made a great save on a header by the number 9 for Panama, keeping his team in the game. Panama kept pressing forward looking for the game's opener. Their fans were getting nervous as time went by, and they were hoping that their team would get the goal soon. Guatemala looked solid in defense, and they patiently waited for their moment to strike. The Guatemalan players were very compact, and they weren't giving Panama any space. As the minutes passed by, the Panamanian players became more desperate. They were playing very risky passes, and they weren't able to keep the ball for long. Guatemala looked dangerous every time they counterattacked. Panama had a great chance to open the scoring when they were awarded a free kick inside the area. However, the shot was deflected by the wall, and the rebound was collected by the keeper, who was having an amazing game. There were a lot of fouls in this game, and most of them were made by the Panamanian players. They couldn't keep the ball, so they started to get frustrated, and they started making a lot of fouls. As the game was becoming more physical, the tension started to rise. Both teams wanted to win the game, and they were getting more and more aggressive. In the 75th minute, Guatemala almost scored. The player received a through ball behind the defense, but the keeper came out of his area to stop the attacker from getting to the ball. It was a brilliant play by the keeper, who came out of his area to punch the ball away from the attacker. It was 0-0 going into the last 10 minutes of the game. Both teams were giving it their all, but neither team could find the back of the net. It was an intense match, and the fans were on the edge of their seats. As the clock ticked down, the tension grew. Neither team wanted to lose the match, and it seemed like it would end in a draw. However, in the 89th minute, Guatemala broke the deadlock. The player received the ball on the right wing and cut inside. He then unleashed a powerful left-footed shot that left the keeper with no chance. The stadium erupted in cheers as the away team took the lead. It was a stunning goal, and it looked like Guatemala had done enough to win the match, but Panama refused to give up. They pushed forward in search of an equalizer, but the Guatemalan defense held firm. In the end, Guatemala won the match 1-0. It was a hard-fought victory, but they deserved it. They played well, and they stuck to their game plan. Panama, on the other hand, were disappointing. They didn't play well, and they never really got going. They will be hoping to bounce back in the next match. In the 44th minute, Panama almost scored. The player made a run down the right wing and crossed the ball into the area. The ball was met by the head of a teammate, but he couldn't direct it on target. The keeper gathered the ball with ease, but not before it hit the post. The rebound fell to another teammate who had a great chance to score, but he blazed over from close range. It was a great chance for Panama to take the lead, but they couldn't finish. This is what happened in the first half. Now let's watch the second half. And we're back with more action from the World Cup qualifiers. This time we're in Panama, where the home team is taking on Guatemala. The first half was very even, but it looks like Panama has started the stronger side. They've had a couple of chances already, and they're pushing hard for an opener. Guatemala, on the other hand, is looking dangerous on the counterattack. They're quick, and they're causing problems for the Panama defense. It's still early days, though, and anything can happen. Who do you think will win this one? Let me know in the comments below. In the 63rd minute, Panama almost scored again. The player got past his defender and crossed the ball into the area. The ball was met by a teammate, but he couldn't direct it on target. The keeper saved easily. Panama kept pushing forward, but they couldn't break through the Guatemalan defense. In the 75th minute, Guatemala almost scored. The player ran onto a through ball and chipped the keeper, but he couldn't keep the ball down. It was a great chance, but he'll be disappointed to have missed. The tension is building now and both teams are going for the win. Will either of them find the net in the next 15 minutes? Only time will tell. In the 85th minute, Panama made a substitution. The tired player was replaced by a fresh one. The home crowd cheered, but it didn't make any difference as Guatemala continued to defend in numbers. Panama threw everything forward in the last 10 minutes, but it wasn't enough. The Guatemalan keeper was in inspired form and he made some great saves. The final whistle blew and Guatemala held on to win the match. It was a shock result, but Guatemala deserved it. They defended well and they made the most of their chances. Panama, on the other hand, huffed and puffed, but they couldn't break through. The keeper was the hero for Guatemala and he'll be pleased with his team's performance. Panama, on the other hand, will be disappointed. They played well in the first half, but they couldn't find the back of the net. In the second half, they pushed forward in search of a goal, but they were caught on the counterattack. The keeper was the difference maker in this match. He made some brilliant saves and he kept his cool when it mattered most. Guatemala, on the other hand, defended in numbers and they made the most of their chances. This is a big win for them and it puts them in a good position to qualify for the next round. Panama, on the other hand, will need to improve if they want to make it to the World Cup. What do you think of this match? Which team played better? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.